All right, now I really don't ever talk about leaks because I think leaks are like are like one of the biggest issues when it comes to Hoyoverse and their fucking game because of how easy it is to leak their shit and how annoying leaks are for like most of the players. But this is something that like I feel like everybody needs to fucking talk about. This is like this is like some fucking apocalyptic shit for Honkai Star Rail. This is insane. This is bad, right? And the reason why this is bad is because this will set a very bad precedent for FOMO and for the power creep, which is already insane in Honkai Star Rail. It's so wild. It's like I genuinely like I actually don't know, like I don't have words for it. It's so bad because I have a video here, right? I was scrolling through Twitter, right, and as per usual, whenever a character in Honkai Star comes out, everybody's doom posting, tweaking their, losing their fucking mind, saying, "Oh, this character is gonna break the game. Oh, this character is shit. If you don't have if you don't have fucking E10, if you don't have their Lycona S45, you know, it's typical usual shit about casters, right?" And I was just ignoring it because that's really how it goes. People said that about Acheron. People said that about fucking a lot of people. No, and then it is what it is, right? But there was one thing that always kept popping up, and that was the fact that she could revive people, right? And at first, I was like, "What the fuck? What, she can revive people? Who the fuck cares? Fucking Bailu can revive people. Nobody uses that. Nobody uses that fucking bitch. Who cares?" Huo has a revive, and that's at E6. Nobody cares. Like, you know what I mean? I didn't. At first, I was like, people are. I feel like people were being triggered for no reason. As per usual. But well, actually, not as per usual, but like people were doom posting before a character was even released. That's the type of thing that people tend to do when it comes to these games. But then I saw an in-game screenshot, much like this, talking about castorice's unique ability, which is a new thing that they're going to be adding to the game, which is absolutely horrendous. All right, I'm going to go through. I'm going to let the video play. He's probably going to talk about it. I'm probably not going to watch the whole video because this is mainly just for me to express my thoughts on this and why this is bad and everybody needs to be talking about this.
About male characters, it should be out in maybe a day or two. But this just came up, and I'm not a League channel, but I have to talk about this. This is way too important to ignore. So, recently today, we got the League's kits for Anaxa and Castorice. Now, Anaxa is looking to be one of the best characters in the game, which I already know that guy is going to get nerfed. He is way too broken.
If Noxa does what I think he does, I haven't seen his kid. I don't know anything about. Literally, Castor's the only kid I've seen. But if Noxa does what I think he does, based on what I saw from his animations, he might be the first person to power creep Welt. So that's actually very interesting to me. I thought Welt was the only character in the game that was never going to get power creep because he still hasn't been. But if he does what I think he does, then I think Welt gets power creep. Welt finally gets power crept.
That's a separate issue. But here specifically, we're talking about Castorice. Now, Castorice, she's looking to be pretty good, but she does have this trace or this ability, right? This is one of the most ridiculous things I've ever put in the game. I think this has lost my faith with Star Rail. And if this makes it to live, I better see people complaining. So, here's
That's the thing. That's the thing. That's also honestly the thing. If you wait until it goes live, it's too late. It's too late. You can't wait until it goes live. The reason why it's too late is because if it goes live is because when it comes to gotcha games, yeah, gotcha games are heavily monitored by like the Chinese government and like just governments in general because it's gambling for kids. That's what it is. Gotcha games are gambling for kids, right? So it's heavily monitored, it's heavily watched, right? And the thing is, if they release a live, they legally cannot remove anything about the character because it will fall under the terms of changing making a product worse than it was than when you released it after people have already paid for the character. So it will literally be against the law for them to remove this buff if it's live, which is why, like, bro, people need to talk about this now. Like, I feel like the CN server needs to fucking hop on this and be as loud as they were when they were talking about MOC10. Like, this is insane.
Here's what she has. After obtaining Castorice, or when Castorice is in the current team, receive the following effects. In battle, when an ally receives a killing blow, all allies that receive the killing blow in that action enter the Lunar Cocoon state. Characters in Lunar Cocoon delay become downed and can take one action normally. After the action, if they receive healing or have a shield before the next turn, Lunar Cocoon is removed. Otherwise, they'll be down immediately. This effect can be triggered one time per battle.
So when you read that, you might be thinking, whoa, this ain't, why are people losing their minds over that? That doesn't seem that bad. This seems like a worse revive. Because what it is, it's basically a death delay, right? If you get hit by an attack that's going to kill, that should have killed you, you're basically gonna be put into like a delayed state, a cocoon, where if you get healed or you get shielded, then you can come back. If not, right, if the person doesn't get revived in time, then they get downed after the turn, right? And you might be thinking that, well, that's not that bad. The reason why this is bad is because this is a universal buff. This is a global buff of whether or not castorice is even in the team, meaning your account gets a global buff even if castorice isn't playable in your, okay. So basically what this means is you could get castorice, leave her at level 1, nothing leveled up, you will have this buff, and never use her. You will have this buff either way, and it works in everything. MOC, Purify, it works in everything, right? Because it's a trace. And the reason why this is so bad is because it heightens FOMO to the fucking max. Because now what this is saying is that your account, so now what it's saying is your account will automatically be better if these characters have these unique abilities, like, which it heavily incentivizes FOMO, and it already, like, this is literally them testing the waters to see how people will react, right? And like, because the ability itself is nothing crazy, but the precedent that this sets and the distrust that people already have for Warriorverse is the reason why this is such a massive issue. Because like, if they put this in the game, sky is the fucking limit for what they can fucking, for all we know, they can release a character with a unique buff that basically gives 400% crit damage and 200% crit rate for every character that's on the team. Like, who knows? You never fucking, like, it makes every character that releases after this a fucking must-pull. And the only thing that they can do is just remove the buff, really, right? And you know what's so funny? You know what's actually so funny? Knowing Hoyoverse and the way they do things and how they need to be predatory in every single thing they do, something tells me that this was their idea of buffing older characters by giving universal buffs to characters that you have to pay for, instead of just buffing the fucking characters that are weak. If something tells me that this was their idea of buffing older characters. Oh my god.
So, look at this, right? It's a free revive, right? Which is cool, but look at the first part of this. After obtaining castorice, or when castorice is in the current team. This effect works if she's not even in the team. Look at this. Look at this. Dude. She doesn't even need to be on the team.
That's
what are they doing?
Fucking insane.
They added this to the game. This is in the beta right now. If you defend this, you are a corporate dick sucker. If you defend this, you are a Hoyo shill. If you defend this, you don't care about the game. I don't think I need to explain why this is a problem. This could be pay to win. It is borderline pay to win. Because if...
Bro, we mean could be. It is pay to win. Universal buffs on characters that... The only way, I'm literally mean the only way that this could somehow be digestible and not be absolutely destroying the game. The only way is if they retroactively give every single 5-star that we already have a universal unique buff. The only way. And then in order to counteract the fact that if they did that, you know, if you're someone like me who has almost all the characters in the game, and you're basically just running sim uni with all the fucking universal buffs you have, to counteract the imbalance that would cause, is just you just toggle. You can only use 2 or 3 at the same time, at one time. Like you can only activate 2 or 3 at one time. But you know, knowing Hoyoverse, that's too complicated for them, so that's never gonna fucking happen. So the only thing we can say right now is just get them to fucking remove it. That's the only thing we can do. And I do agree. I actually do agree. Well, I'm usually somebody that's like I don't really care about content creators and whether or not they're positive or negative, because I don't think I like, this might be a hot take, but I don't look at content creators as somebody who should be a voice of change for video games. You know what I mean? I feel like money will always speak more than words. So yeah, I feel like if a game really does suck and nobody wants to play, the money will speak, and then once the money speaks, then they'll be forced to change. You know what I mean? That's kind of my thought. Obviously, I think we should criticize. Obviously, criticism should always be there. We should always tell game developers, like how they're fucking up. Obviously, I'm not saying we shouldn't criticize games, but my mindset of like I just don't. I don't look at like I usually just don't look at content creators as somebody who should be voices of change, or they're not obligated to. They can if they want to, but I don't think that's something that they're obligated to. If they just like the game and they like it, then they like it. If they don't, then they don't play it. That's just my thought process on that. But I feel like this is something, even the community. This is everybody who plays Honkai Star. This is something that this is like fucking this is like when Vanguard came out. When Call of Duty Vanguard came out and their zombies was so ass. It was so bad that was the catalyst that finally got Blizzard or Activision Blizzard to be like, maybe releasing a Call of Duty every year is probably not a good idea. You know what I mean? So I feel like this is like that kind of level of like everybody needs to talk about this.
If you die, don't worry, your castorice that is sitting in your account, not even on the team, can revive you and save your run. Why is this in the game? Why is this in the game?
Money.
It's like I said, yep. Honkai Star literally just added a free revive just by owning castorice. She doesn't even need to be on your team. This game is so fucking cooked, man. Adding a revive behind a paywall is the dumbest thing this game's ever done. And I stick by that. They've done dumb things before. This is definitely one of the worst ones.
And unironically, people have been saying for the longest time that Genshin is the most predatory game. And honestly, I felt like I was crazy because I've been saying, me personally, I feel like Honkai Star has been more predatory than even Genshin for a while now. Genshin had the most predatory moment. Don't get me wrong. Genshin had the most predatory moment with the Mawika and the Sitlali banner at the same time, and then giving the wishes after giving the free wishes after their banner. Don't get me wrong. Genshin had the most predatory moment, but in terms of which is consistently the most predatory game, ever since like 2.4 or like mid Penacony, I've been feeling like Honkai Star has been more predatory, like straight up, because the power creep is just such a massive thing, and the amount of characters that they have. You also have to understand, Honkai Star has released 2 new characters every patch since launch. Not even Genshin did that. At least even Genshin would have like 2 or 3 patches every year where it was like just reruns. Like Honkai Star is releasing 2 new characters every patch since launch, and they don't even do enough reruns to like justify all these characters, right? The one time in like 8 months they'll do like an 8 banner rerun where you can finally see characters that maybe you haven't seen in a while and you want to pick them up. But yeah, it's just god, man, it's just Honkai Star, bro. Say it ain't so.
And a leaker also
the game that started the Genshin could never meme
and that it does
turns out to be the more predatory one. Who would have fucking thought?
This works in the end game. This is not just in like your daily farming, or even when she's just on the team. No, this is everywhere. This is everywhere. And I can already see, yep. I'm going to see these comments. Look. Yep, in before thread lockdown. Yeah. Yeah, this isn't surviving V2. There's no way. There's no way they're keeping this in the game. Again, I better not see a soul defend this. This is unacceptable. This is unacceptable. This is probably as bad as when they put Sitlali and Mawika on the same banner in Genshin.
Now this is worse.
This is ridiculous.
Now this is worse because although that was a very predatory moment, this sets a precedent that could change the monetization of the game forever. What was like the Sitlali and the Mawika banner, it was bad. It really was. But it didn't. It wouldn't have set a precedent as bad as this, because the amounts of FOMO that they could farm using this, it's astronomical. Because for all we know, they could release a character that just unique ability gives everyone 5,000 attack, just because. Like it's very bad.
I'm at a loss for words. I was giving this game a chance. I really was. 3.0 was terrible. 3.1 is already looking terrible. I might stream it. I might stream the story, I guess, if I want to. I don't know. But I gave till 3.2. I said, if this patch is good, sure, maybe I'll stick around for a bit. Maybe I'll even spend money. Because, I really want to E6 in Anoxa. I do. I really like that guy. But I can't. If they're going to do this, I can't. I said.
No, I feel him. I really do. Castorice, I was actually really hyped for Castorice. Castorice was like when I saw Castorice and her animations, I was like, I've never wanted a character that much as Acheron. You know what I mean? Acheron, before Acheron, I don't think I've ever wanted a character as much as Acheron. That's how much I wanted Acheron. Like I did something I never did before, and I got her, right? I got her, and then I knew for a fact I was gonna get a light cone. There wasn't like, oh, maybe I'll get it by chance, because every single light cone I have, I've gotten it by pure chance. Every single I got Firefly's light cone by pure chance. I got who else's light cone? I got Welt's light cone by pure chance. I mean, he's on the standard banner, so I got it by pure chance. Who else's light cone do I have? Because I know I have a few light cones. I'm not gonna lie. Blade's light cone I have, but I got a pure chance. Like all the light cones I have, I just fucked around. And I was like, oh, I'm at 60 pity for the weapon banner. I don't know. Let me do a 10 pull, and I just got it. You know what I mean? I'll do I'll just do 10 pulls here and there on the weapon banner just to see if I'll get a weapon. Right? I've never actively gone for a weapon. In Honkai Star Rail. And then for Acheron, I was like, nah, I'm getting her and I'm getting her weapon. And then I guess, the universe being so kind to me, I ended up getting 2 of her light code, which was fucking great. And then I've never wanted a character as much as Acheron since. And then Castorice was the person I was like, god damn, I was like, I need to fucking get her. Right? Because like I saw her animations, the fucking dragon, and I was like, oh my god, I was so hyped for Castorice, and now it's just like, fuck, man, it's bad.
Said before, I wanted to E6 Jing Liu. If they're gonna do this, I'm not doing it. I'm sorry, I can't do it. This is absolutely unacceptable. This is literally yeah. Look at this comment. HSR could be better game if we didn't pull out effort in a single unit only every 6 months. This is literally always spitting in your face to pull casters. Yep. If you don't pull casters, go fuck yourself. Hopefully you can have a good healer. Hopefully you have a good healer. And then what they're gonna do? They're gonna make only endgame do so much damage to the fact where you either need the new shield healer, you need Aventurine, or you need Castorice. So
they don't do that. More difficulty, however, is just more HP. Damage is nothing. I think people saying that, let's keep it real. The kit in it of itself is nothing special. Like I think people need to prioritize where the criticism needs to go. The kit itself is not the issue, but like it's a fucking bootleg revive. Bailu has a fucking revive, and nobody uses fucking Bailu. Like and let's keep it real. More difficulty to Hoyoverse is just more HP. That's all it is. Like the kit itself is not the issue. It's the precedent that this thing sets. That's the horrendous thing about this, right? The revive itself is like I genuinely wouldn't care if this was like if this wasn't a universal buff, maybe this wouldn't be that bad. But the fact that it affects your account, even if she's at level 1, even if you don't even fucking use her, that's the issue. If it wasn't universal, I think maybe it would still be controversial, but I don't think it'd be this bad. But like, oh my god, bro.
So she can revive you. That's what they're going to do. Watch. I guarantee you that's what they're going to do. I can't. I don't even know what to say. I gave this game a chance. They failed it. If this ends up in live game, I better see the entire internet complain about it. I better see that. And, like, first anniversary Genshin type shit. Google Classroom is not safe. I can say that right now. Google Classroom will not be safe if they keep this in the game. I already see so many people angry. Good. Keep going. Make your voice heard.
They need to review bomb it now. Like, straight up. They need to review bomb that shit now. Not Google Classroom. Not Google Classroom. Honkai Star Rail. They need to review bomb Honkai Star Rail now. I'm totally fine with review bombing games. It's a way to tell developers, hey, no, this shit is bad. Stop doing it. So review bombing games when they're doing shit like this, that's fine. I don't care. Stop playing it, bring down a player retention, review bomb it, get your voices heard. That shit is fine. But don't bring in fucking companies that have nothing to do with it. Like, leave Google Classroom alone. What the fuck? Did I just have a stroke? Leave Google Classroom alone. All right, they're just in their own lane doing their own thing. All right, nobody coming up here at Google Classroom and be like, hey, Google, why the fuck is Castorice pay to win?
Do not let Hoyoverse get away with this. Do not let them get away with this. Anyways, this is a smaller video, I know, but I need to talk about this. It's absolutely unacceptable. Even if I look, I'm going to try to see if there are people talking about this. See, if we look at this, we scroll down, people talking about animation. Oh, I'm going to have to blur that. All right. I should probably look at Castorice Revive. Yeah. Yep, this shouldn't exist. Or even if it is, it should only be active when castorice is present. Imagine pulling for castorice you have on your account, and now even if you don't use her, your team will revive once they are dead because of this global passive. Yep. Yep. This is Star Rail. This is Honkai Star Rail in 2025, guys. Okay, you don't even need to, like, look, dude. Yep, she can revive herself. Sure, that makes sense. But she should not be able to do it when she is not in the party. I hope this is a bug. I hope this is a bug or a huge misunderstanding and they fix it. Because there's no way. Yeah.
Yeah, so I think it's probably gonna be enough, but like straight up, yeah, like I can't, bro. Like Honkai Star Rail has done something they've never done before, and that's make Genshin not look as predatory as as make Genshin not look that bad as when it comes to predatory wise. Like, holy fuck, man. Like, and this is coming from somebody that's like relatively lenient to most games. Like, I'm very indifferent. Right? I still like as bad as Genshin is, I still enjoy it for what it is. You know, I still play I still enjoy the story. I'll probably, I mean, I only log in with something to do, which is like once every month or some shit. But you know, I'm typically very lenient towards these things, which is why I don't really make reviews, because I know my opinion is not something that would probably be something that the majority would agree with. But like, bruh, anyone with an IQ above room temperature should be like, this shit is ass. Do not defend this. And then Brian Online is gonna come up and be like, you know, I didn't think it's not really bad. I'm sorry. No, I'm sorry. No, this is something that like, oh my god, I'm usually not someone that doom posts. I'm usually not. The only time I've ever doom posted is like Wuthering Waves, with them not retroactively putting the flying in everywhere. Because I'm gonna keep it real. Exploring anywhere outside of Renacita feels like hot garbage to me. It really does. But I don't really doom post that much. But this is, oh god, no. Hawkeye Star Rail, get your fucking shit together, bro.